Hey there, folks. Today we're going to talk about the myth of advertising. Now, advertising obviously exists. In fact, it's freaking everywhere. But the myth is that it works. Think about it. When was the last time a piece of advertising actually changed your mind about any product? It just doesn't happen. This is especially true with what I consider to be the most pointless kind of advertising for food. Sure, advertising can make you aware of a product you weren't before, and then you might actually go and buy that product. But advertising for established things, especially things for where there's a definite preference, like food and drink and music and things like that, is just completely pointless. You either like Coke or you like Pepsi, and no matter how many ads they have or what celebrities are in there, you're not going to change. You're not going to go, well, I actually prefer the taste of Pepsi, but I'm going to drink Coke from now on because they had a nicer star in their ad, or their ad was funnier, or something like that. And the same is true for pretty much all kinds of advertising that aren't strictly about actual facts about the product facts that might actually influence you. And, that then it has to be something where a fact can actually change your mind. Like, say, car ads. Car ads can have actual information in them. Mileage, price, features, etc. Those might actually influence your decision. I mean, sure, some people are very loyal to one brand of car, but they're pretty much in the minority, and most people would be at least open to getting a different brand car than the one they have now if it had actual advantages. But for the most part, an awful lot of advertising just seems to be about giving you an impression of the product. And really, I don't think that's going to have that big of an influence when you're actually in the supermarket. If you like a certain brand of, say, toilet paper, odds are you're going to keep getting it, unless there's something that actually impacts your life, like, say, a sale, or an actual meaningful feature of some sort, or something. So my real question is, what exactly are big corporations getting for their advertising dollar? To me, it's entirely possible that the real sales job in advertising is convincing businesses that advertising actually works. And yet, it must actually work at least some of the time. I mean, certainly it works if no one has any idea your business exists. And like I said, or if you have actual information to put across. But for the most part, it seems like, I'd say like half the advertising in the world seems just utterly pointless. And yet, whether or not you're talking about old media or new, it's all very dependent on advertising. Whether you're talking about traditional media, like television or newspapers or magazines, they're all loaded with advertising. Or whether you're talking about, say, YouTube, where I am right now. How do they make their money? Ads. Facebook, same deal. So, if we were to stop believing in the fake half of advertising, where would all that money go, and what would our media outlets do to compensate? They sure as hell can't start charging us directly, because we're not going to take that. Certainly not on the internet. So maybe we have to keep believing in advertising, otherwise, well, a lot of ad execs would be out of a job, but none of us really care about that unless you happen to be married to one. So I guess the best case scenario would be that the industry simply stopped believing in phony baloney advertising and started concentrating on actually giving you a concrete reason to want their product over the other guy's. Something that makes sense, as opposed to just trying to change your impression of the product. And who knows, maybe that does work when applied to a large enough sample. It's a slight pressure on any one person, but applied over the millions and millions who are going to see the ad, it actually justifies itself. But still, I think we need to look at advertising and exactly what it is, what it does for the consumer, what it does for the people buying it, and how much of it is really justified. Those are my thoughts for today. Talk to you tomorrow, folks.